Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
This is Mr. Susan. You are listening to New Music Saturday with Dr. Bones.
This is Joe Bush. One.
Hey, this is Julie. Yep, you are listening to.
Hey, y'all. This is Michael Daughtry.
Hey, Dave here from Grasscutter.
Hi, this is Maddie.
This is Peter. We're Polaris Rose.
We are Coleus.
One.
Hey, this is Vinod.
Hi, this is Bahar. You're listening. Hi, this is Jim Levat. Hi, this is Jono.
This is Jess.
From Living Deco, and you're listening.
Hi, this is Andy Roman from Elm Treason. And this is Bobby Steele from Elm Treason.
And you are listening to the great Doc Bones.
Right on, and welcome to Music Saturday. And tonight, the musical guest is 1inFIVE. Welcome, Mike from 1inFIVE.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm very well. How about yourself?
Good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm all good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime, Mike. So, you've been big support of the show, and we've been a big support of you as well as the whole band over the past couple of years with the new EPs. Now, I just right off the hop, I just want to say first and foremost, like I love the music, and it's so catchy and grungy and like really good, and I just really enjoy it.
Cheers.
So my first question is when you guys initially got together, did you guys kind of know each other beforehand? Were you guys like mates in school, or how did that work out for you?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's there's a long version and a short version. The short version is, yeah, we all kind of knew each other. Chris, the keyboard player, is my brother, so we've known each other.
Oh yeah.
James, the bass player, and Martin, the drummer, we were all in the same year at school. The three of us, me and those two, were in the same year at school, so we kind of knew each other. I was in a band with James, the bass player, for like 10 years.
Okay.
At one point before this, and we've done a few other things together. And Jay, the singer, I met probably 6, 7, maybe even 8 years ago. We met. We randomly started a job. We were in the same kind of group that started this job on the same day, did the training together, went down the pub and basically started talking about music. We're into the same sorts of things, and we ended up in a band together with the drummer who's now in this band, who I went to school with, and my brother was in it for a bit, who's the keyboard player in this band, who's the guitarist in the other. So it was all very complicated, but basically we've all known each other for ages, in various ways, and played together in different combinations of bands and stuff. So this is all very familiar to us, which is really nice.
Well, I was just about to ask, and that was the next question is does it make it a lot easier for you that you know each other, so you kind of have an idea of where the other one's coming from?
Yeah, it's really interesting because we've never all been together in the same band, but 2 or 3 of us at a time have been in different bands across kind of probably 15 years or so. So it's easier in the sense that we all get on, but actually we're still learning about each other, and we're still evolving, generally as musicians and people. So it's not. you can never second guess someone completely, and that's a good thing because I think it makes it more creative and a more kind of inspiring experience. But equally, it's kind of nice that you know when you start something, you know roughly when someone's going to put a bridge in or whatever, when you're just having a bit of a jam and you kind of feel the changes a bit together and get a sense. So yeah, it's nice. It's a really nice kind of combination. We just work really well together. So it's
Right
cool.
on. No, that's always a good thing. I mean, because each different band, they develop in their own way, right? And it can be anything, whether they've known each other for a long time or they just kind of just gel together just like that, just because it's the way it worked. But it's always interesting to see how it kind of came together, because there could be some like little bumps in the road along the way too. Even if you guys have been together for so long, you kind of want to. There's sometimes you're gonna bump heads a little bit, right? So.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. It's kind of, and that's part of the fun of it, because these are all people. We're all friends with each other, and like I say, we've all been in different bands and things together as well. So all coming together is interesting because you know each other really well, but you get to see the other side. And like you say, sometimes you clash, and sometimes you bump heads a little bit, and other times you just have those moments where you go, "Oh my God, we just pulled that off in one take, and we've never heard it before. What is that?" And then you spend 3 hours trying to replicate that.
Right. Well, yeah. Right. Eh? It's just one of those instances where you have to have it recorded. If not, it's like, oh man, how did I do that? And now it just drives you nuts trying to figure it out. And it does eventually come, but it takes a lot longer than you wanted to.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time. But no, I think the cool thing is no one will be offended by anything anyone suggests or anything like that. We know each other well enough that we can kind of, we make suggestions, we kind of pull things apart and put them back together. There's no, I don't want to say there's no ego, because we're in,
right.
rock band and there's loads of ego, but there's no like one individual ego that runs any particular show. We write everything together, we do everything together, and it's ultimately about what makes the best kind of song, or what we think is the best kind of song that we think people will enjoy. And it's the first band I've ever been in where I've actually gone, what if I don't play guitar at that bit?
Right.
Whereas normally, especially when you're younger and you're in different bands, you go, I want to play the guitar. It's like, that needs another solo, that needs another riff. We can step out because there's other people that can fill in that atmosphere, and we can change things around. It's just a really nice kind of feeling. So,
and
we love it, man.
And playing guitar is like you think that's the position that's going to stand out the most. Yes and no. It's all about stage presence, and that's what it is. It's stage presence. So you could be the drummer, the bassist, what have you. You got good stage presence. People are going to notice you.
I think that's it. I think it's just about creating an energy and an atmosphere, and getting people involved. We like to have a laugh. We talk about serious stuff sometimes, and we have reasonably serious songs and all the rest of it. But ultimately, we like to have a laugh, get people involved, and we're trying to kind of create a, without wanting to sound too pretentious, but we want to create kind of a community of people that enjoy what we do, and kind of it's that kind of brotherhood thing.
No, fair enough. I mean, that's not pretentious in the least bit. I mean, that's what people set out to do, and they write music they like, and they want people to enjoy it as well. So, just before we get to a song off your new EP, Evolve, I have to ask, and I know we've mentioned it before, we talked about it, and it's also in your bio, because we talked about like Doors references and influence and that sort of thing. Now, 1inFIVE, was that because of the Doors? Because when I first came upon you guys and I saw that, the first thing I thought of was 1inFIVE, baby. No one here gets out alive, right? No.
It's actually not. There's no denying that we're massive Doors fans. I was in a band with Jay the singer and Martin the drummer a few years ago, a different band, and we used to cover Break On Through. It was one of our songs, and it was kind of our favourite one to play. We liked our own stuff, but our favourite was the Doors. We love bands like the Doors, we love bands like Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin, and there's all kinds of other interesting stuff. But the band name's actually different. We wanted to write songs about something. We're kind of we're not old, but we're in our 30s, so that's kind of.
So am I. It's okay.
But yeah, we're supposed to be old for a band, but we don't get old, but we're done writing songs about falling in love and all the rest of it. And to be honest, we're not very good at it. There are some brilliant people write brilliant songs about that kind of subject matter. I'm a terrible lyricist. I don't write any lyrics in this band. But mine, when I look back when I was 15, it's all very cliched and very horrible. So we write songs that are more about kind of political climate or people and stuff like that. And 1inFIVE is just a start, and it's to do with it's basically to do. It's a bit grim for for an evening radio show, but it's to do with child poverty and child mortality, and it's this horrible stat that there's basically enough money in the world to feed everyone, and to,
absolutely.
For everyone to have something, but that's obviously not the case. And the sad thing is that 1 in 5 children under the age of 5 actually die,
Right.
Regularly through preventable diseases, which is stuff like malaria, which you can actually, it's quite easy to cure, but we just don't give them the money to do it. So
Right.
it's a bit grim. We're not trying to be Bono, we're not trying to be, Bob Geldof, but equally, the lyrics do have a point and a purpose, and that's the kind of stuff we write about. And so, we kind of deliberately had the band name there so that when someone asks that question, we can kind of give you a little bit and let you go and mull over that, and hopefully people are interested in that sort of stuff. And people will follow us for that sort of reason, as well as the fact that we like to rock out and have a laugh. So.
Right on. So
that's what it is.
Just before we get to the first song, and just because you mentioned Bono, and I've made mention this many times, I'm a huge South Park fan, and there was an episode where they were making fun of Bono without getting into too much detail, because some of it's kind of pretty grody. So, but when they're looking for him, they show him and he's in Africa, and he sings. He's like, yeah, and then his phone rings. He's like, hello. It's like, oh my god. like totally just dragged him right through the dirt, right? But it in some cases it's so true. Like, I mean, I respect a lot of what he does, but it's still funny anyways.
This is it, yeah. Do you know what? South Park absolutely hits the nail on the head on so many different things. It's just, what's brilliant is it literally just takes the mick out of everyone. There's no one that's not covered by that. It's,
it kills me, and that's
only one person or any one group. Every single person.
Well, that's right. Eh? They don't discriminate. They're blanketing everybody, sort of thing. And it's funny because that little clip of Bono going hello is my ringtone for my phone, and it cracks me up every time. So we're gonna get to.
Actually, I did have. I had one of the "Oh my God, I killed Kenny's" for my ringtone for a long time.
Just as good, man. There's so much good stuff. It's hard to pick and narrow it down to like a good 5-10 seconds, right? But that's another thing. So we're gonna get to a song off the brand new 1-in-5 EP Evolve. This one's called Salvation. Dig this. Salvation, 1-in-5. Now, for this song, really like the vocals, but the harmonies was really good, and it was kind of maybe not weird, but kind of cool that the keyboards were prominent, but they still kind of sat in the background, but still gave that kind of extra push and emphasis on the song.